Get ready, At Your Leisure fans. This week, Gina and I are back at it again as we take you out to a fun-filled ATV jamboree that you don't want to miss.
Then, what's the highest off-road trail in the state? This week we're going to find out as we follow our friends from Wellers Recreation out to beautiful Duchesne County.
Finally, we're going to break down a new bill that's all about OHV taxes and fees. Where's your registration money going? We'll find out this week on At Your Leisure. Hello everybody, welcome to At Your Leisure. I'm Kevin Mortensen.
And I'm Gina Mortensen.
And we are here in beautiful Marysville, Utah. Normally it's a pretty small town.
Yes, normally this town only has 300 people in it, but today they've added 600 guests who are here to enjoy the beautiful scenery and ride the beautiful trails that are here. So for this small town, not one stoplight, this is a really big deal.
Yeah, if you haven't been here, this is a really neat town. You need to come down just for a day, maybe even have dinner, grab some lunch, walk around the town. But the reason people come here from all over is these amazing ATV trails. We're here at the Paiute UTV Jamboree, and there are some really fun activities today, and we're going to go try and be a part of them.
I'm excited for the UTV soccer. I'm a soccer mom, and it's soccer season at our house, so this is something that I'm really interested in.
And I've heard the Blind Man Challenge is something that we really have to see. Chad and Ria rocked it last year, and so the bar's set high, so we've got to do better.
Oh dear. Sounds like fun. Right now, there's a show and shine, so I think we should check that out.
Yeah, show and shine right over here. We're going to go check that out. We'll see you guys in a minute.
I came from Salt Lake City, Utah. We come down here every year, but this is the first year for the Jamboree. It's an adventure, and come do it. You will not regret it. I've actually enjoyed it. This is my first year, and I will be back next year. I've already made my reservations for next year. It's meeting new people, getting to know everybody, what they like, what everybody's doing. It's a new adventure for me as well. Reach out, find new friends. It's exciting to see the different machines and what they've done and how they've done it. I was skeptical at first. I thought about it. Then when I seen, like I said, if you'd seen this 36 hours ago, I was like, nah, we're probably not going to do it. And then I gave in this morning and said, where do I sign up? Let's just get her done. Yes, we have made some great friends this week, and they will be back with us next year. We've already reserved for next year. We're excited for them.
The show and shine, that was amazing. It's always fun to see all the people that come to these events and hear them brag to us about their rigs.
There's some really nice machines over there. You saw that before and after. He told me he spent $30 getting that thing ready for the show and shine this morning. They're really nice machines, and if you're going to spend that money on it, show it off. Listen, we've made our way over to the Blind Man's Challenge, and as you can see behind me, the riders are pulling up and they're blindfolding the drivers, and the wives are getting out and taking a microphone, and the idea is that the wife will guide the husband or vice versa through the obstacle course.
I do want to point out that the fastest one so far was the blindfolded wife following directions from the husband.
Listen, while we enjoy this is a blast. We're going to go to this week's Where To, which is going to take us to what they say is the highest ATV trail in all of Utah.
I would get rid of a lot of things in my life before I would get rid of my Ranger or my ATV, so that we can go together as a family and just get away for a few minutes together.
If anything, we're like the ones to be like, hey, let's go on a Ranger ride.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can fit usually like a pretty good sized group too,
Yeah.
like Ranger.
Now, this is my first time up here. I've spent a lot of time to the west in Soapstone, but I've never crossed that little valley and come east.
trail we're on today is the highest ATV trail in the state of Utah. We're topped out right here at a little over 11,200 feet. We actually come up Swift Creek. Technically it's Forest Road 171, and it's on every Forest Service map. It doesn't have a specific trail name. Come up Blind Stream until you hit the turnoff to the left for Swift Creek. One year you'll come up here and the purples that you can see behind me take over and everything looks purple. This year it's the yellows. There are yellows everywhere. You get so many flowers up here. You get wild strawberries, wild raspberries, and the plant life is amazing.
This is one huge high elevation mountain valley. I mean, there's no trees here. It's all meadow.
I mean, you saw us, we were over there looking at the rocks. We climbed over there to the snow, picking the flowers.
We discovered that the hills were alive with the sound of music, and they started singing all the lovely songs of Sound of the Music with us.
The hills are alive with the sound of music.
It's really close. And this does look like that meadow. Now, do I want to go to Austria and see Salzburg? Yes. But in the meantime, I have that same experience right here. And I don't have any of the tourist traps on the way.
The rain last night made it a lot more fun because it cut down on our dust for sure and made it an enjoyable ride. And then I got to get my kids all wet, which is the #1 plus side. I feel like Weller girls can handle a little dirt.
I like to look at the flowers and get all ready.
But my son, on the other hand, he had a harder time with me going through the puddle. Kept screaming, "No, Mom!" Once you're wet, so just get out there and go. And you saw after the first puddle we went through, I had different passengers for the second puddle because everybody wants a try.
I live just across the draw and I have never been here. We have such a tight circle of where we go because it's about where we live that I just need to expand my vision a little bit and look up and drive a little bit further because it wasn't that far.
Fly higher, go further, do more. Pursue your passion with Polaris, the world leader in off-road. Live wide open in a high-performance RZR. Chase adventure on a legendary Sportsman. Or get more done with a hard-working Ranger. Enjoy savings up to $3,500 during the Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance.
I promised my son that if he got straight A's, we would take a guy's trip, just the two of us. We were riding on a trail outside a place called Minersville, Utah. There was so much to explore and the trail just kept climbing higher, right to the top of a mountain called Jack's Peak. We just stood there with the whole world below us, not saying much. In fact, not a word. Later, my son turned to me and said, "I love you, Dad." Suddenly, I realized we weren't just camping, we were connecting.
Paris RV is blowing out all remaining 2019 inventory right now. Get the 2019 Viking 10 trailer 1706 XLS at only $81.72 or $99 a month, zero down. Or the 2019 Mesa Ridge 26 BH bunkhouse at only $17,684 or $180 a month, zero down. Or get the 2019 Puma 286 RBSS fifth wheel at $28,688 or $248 a month, zero down.
If you want a super low price, you come see me at Paris RV.
And we will see you next week on the county seat.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. I'm Scott Huntsman. We're back at my Tunex shop in West Valley City today. This is What's New segment for this week. What's new is this Suburban, which isn't so new, but what it's used for is towing off-road vehicles, motorcycles, ATVs, etc. In this hot summer heat, it's developed an air conditioning problem. We're going to take care of that today, and we're going to show you what it is that we do with air conditioning service and how we go about that. Let's get it on inside. Let's take a look at it. The first thing we do with an air conditioning check is verify the complaint. We actually run the vehicle, we take it for a little road test, and confirm the fact that the air conditioner is not working. Now I can tell you this, it seems to be making cool air, but it's not blowing much of a volume of it. But one of the first things we do, and the most common problem we run across, is refrigerant loss. So there's a way that we measure that. Right now looking, we have an initial static pressure of around 75 pounds. That's with the system shut off. That tells me that there is refrigerant available in the system for it to work. In order to get a good look of what's going on inside the refrigerant system, I first need to remove the refrigerant from the vehicle. This equipment does that. It not only will recover, store, but then it will also send it back. We can add oil for the compressor along with it. This machine does it all. Okay, the refrigerant recovery is complete. It's all out. I can now open the system up. Now, what I'm going to look at on this General Motors vehicle, the expansion device is an orifice tube, but this tells me a big story. It tells me with a little bit of metal on it that we're going to have a compressor failure at some time in the future, how much oil is in the system, and if there's any other contamination. We've got our refrigeration system complete. We've charged it, that's going to be fine. Our concern with the low air volume coming from the vents most likely has to do with the cabin air filter that's probably lacked service over many years. Located under the dash of this vehicle, I've already removed some screws. We'll drop it down, and just as I thought, I'm starting to see some debris in the bottom of it. And, oh gosh, that thing is filthy. I think this is the heart of our problem. Here's the old, just to compare with. Here's the new. Big difference. This is really going to help, and this is something that's important as well. All right, guys, we've got this Suburban outside here. We're giving it a final check. Everything has come out great on this. So a 50-degree outlet temperature is perfect, and it feels great. It's working great. We have great air volume. I couldn't be happier with the result. These folks are going to drive now, towing their ATVs and side-by-sides with a big smile on their face because it's going to be nice and cool on the way there and the way home. I'm Scott Huntsman at Tunex. More at your leisure in a moment.
Hi, I'm Nolan Stedman.
And I'm Bruce Stedman.
We've been selling motorcycles like this since 1960.
Motorcycle has been part of our family forever.
We love riding and enjoying the outdoors, everything that Utah has to offer.
Riding motorcycles, snowmobiles, ATVs, and now side-by-sides. That's what we do, it's who we are.
Stedman's Recreation in Tooele. We've been proudly serving Utah's families for over 50 years.
Stedman's Recreation in Tooele. You may think it's 300 miles out there, but remember, it's only 30 back.
Join At Your Leisure, the nation's longest-running outdoor adventure show, and Stedman's Recreation for the last big motorcycle ride of the season. It's the 10th annual Red, White, and Road event. Join us for the ride along Highway 12, the most scenic motorcycle ride in America, September 13th and 14th. Register now at AYLTV.com for $60 and get the ride, a lunch, and the luau-inspired gourmet dinner by award-winning barbecue chef Anthony Lujan. Hats, shirts, and prizes, all part of the excitement. September 13th and 14th. Space is limited, so sign up now at AYLTV.com.
When we go on vacation, I never ask, are we there yet? Because my daddy makes sure each stop we make is at Eagles Landing. They have such cool things for kids, like a petting zoo. They have the cleanest bathrooms on earth, and Daddy doesn't freak out pulling up to the pumps, because they're really big and he says it's the best gas in the world. And you can get your tire fixed. like we had to. Oh, and their food is so yummy. Eagles Landing is so much fun, I don't care if we ever get there.
There's a little place on a Utah map where I was raised, where my heart's at, where the sagebrush grows wild and high, and the stars come out at night. Oh, there ain't nothing like being raised in the basin with a Ute reservation, skiing starvation, that Duchesne County life.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We're here at the Paiute Jamboree, and although we've had a really great time with all the events so far, we're watching UTV soccer now. They're using a giant ball. I mean, it's huge, and they're pushing it around with their UTVs.
It's a lot different than the soccer we're going to spend the next 2 months watching our kids chase around.
Yeah.
Listen, right now, we've had a lot of fun today, a lot of really cool events. We're going to go see what it takes to put this on.
We have the Paiute Chamber of Events, and there's 5 of us that sit on that. And then we try to include the local businesses in the actual volunteer committee part, and there's anywhere from 20 to 30 that show up to our meetings. Paiute County helps put on, we do the Jamboree, we do a Papa Bear run over Father's Day weekend, we do the Halloween Howl the last weekend in October.
There are many volunteers that we have at the Paiute Trail Jamboree working here without compensation, and just because they want to put on something amazing. And so we have upwards of 18 guides. Some of them are duplicates on the days, but we have a lot of people that are just out on the trails guiding. We have a lot of people manning and handling our registration. We have people behind the scenes who handle the tech and the website. We have people who handle all of our prizes and our facilities, and I mean, the list goes on. And so coordinating with that many people and making sure that nothing is missed is really what makes that an involved job.
You know what, our number one thing is our volunteers. We have oodles and oodles of volunteers that start in May and work till the Saturday night, free of charge, spend their time, hours, everything. We have lots of people that have been here. This is our 10-year anniversary, and they have been here for 10 years.
In order to put on a fun event, you have to have a variety of activities. If you don't, pack up and go home. Because obviously people are here on their machines, they're here to go up on the mountain and have a good time. They're done with that after 2 or 3 days even. It just, they need new scenery, they need new things to keep them excited and happy. So we want them to stay as long as we can host them. So we got to shake that up a little bit. So what can we do to get them to have more fun that's different than what they've already been doing?
When you come to the Paiute Trail Jamboree, you can look forward to miles and miles of trails and lots of fun and great people. We have big boys with big toys, and they come up with how they want to play with them. You know, our purpose here for Paiute is to get people to come to Paiute County. You know, our RV parks are filled this weekend, our hotels are filled this weekend, and we hope that they come this week and they'll come again.
Yes, we have this Jamboree. Please come and have a good time. But most importantly, come back and see us. We loved having you, and we hope that with your experience out and having a good time means that you'll want to come and see us again.
I like the blind man's obstacle. It shows how the men really listen to the women.
The joy of this job is how many people are coming in and saying, wow, that was fun. That was so neat. And I get to say, hey, where are you from? Where are you coming from? And what trail did you go on today? And to see them light up and get to tell me about what they did that day, that makes me happy.
Well, as you can see, it takes a lot of work to put this show on, and they do a really good job of it. Right now, we're going to send you over to our Along the Way, where we're going to show you just where your registration money is spent when you go register that ATV. Where does that money go?
If you own an off-highway vehicle, otherwise known as an OHV, you may have noticed a difference in the amount of taxes you paid this year. That is because of a new law that took effect at the beginning of the year, House Bill 143. This bill is going to bring some big changes to the off-roading community here in Utah.
House Bill 143, what it does, it was passed in the 2018 Utah State Legislature, and what it does is it actually increases the off-highway vehicle registration fee from $18 to $35. In addition to that, it reduces the property tax. Well, this affects just about anyone that registers off-highway vehicles within the state of Utah. So off-highway vehicles include off-highway motorcycles, UTVs or utility terrain vehicles, or ATVs, known as all-terrain vehicles, or four-wheelers are what they're commonly referred to. And so that increase does take effect for those individuals that register their machines in Utah.
With over 200,000 registered off-highway vehicles in Utah, this increase will no doubt have a huge impact on the OHV community, and in addition to the rural counties that house some of our favorite trails.
So the idea behind this is that it will greatly assist these rural communities, because typically what happens is, or has happened, is a high percentage of those registered owners reside along the Wasatch Front across those 4 or 5 counties.
Was just to be fair with everybody. You know, if you live in Salt Lake County, there's no miles of trails, you shouldn't receive a lot of trail money. So we're putting it into the rural counties where we go down there and enjoy their trail systems. I mean, we put them on a trailer, drive to their area, wear their trails out, and come back, and we didn't leave any money other than, you know, spending a night in a motel. So now we'll know where every dollar is, as far as, you know, trail maintenance, facilities.
So how will the money find its way back to the dirt where it belongs?
What we've been doing is collecting those registration fees, and then we're going to take those registration fees and start a quarterly grant process. And so this quarterly grant process, or the overall process, is called the Fiscal Incentive Grant. And so the idea is to incentivize counties and or nonprofit organizations and clubs to work cooperatively with federal land managers in order to enhance motorized recreation across the state. That may be trail sustainability, it could be trail maintenance, it could be trail infrastructure.
Grant requests of up to $12,500 will be available quarterly, and the applicants must be able to offer matching funds to be considered. This money can go towards projects that involve all kinds of things: construction of new trails, improvement of current trails, land planning, protecting access, tourism and events, and of course, very important, search and rescue.
It's going to have a lot of money available to expand, protect, and put facilities in, like restrooms and nicer trails, clean up, because all the volunteer hours go towards the matching grant. So it's a win-win for everybody in the OHV world.
So keep an eye out for some of the amazing projects that are likely to come from this new grant and how it will affect the OHV community. For At Your Leisure, I'm Joe Davis.
Fly higher. Go further. Do more. Pursue your passion with Polaris, the world leader in off-road. Live wide open in a high-performance racer. Chase adventure on a legendary sportsman. or get more done with a hard-working Ranger.
Hey guys, whether you're in the market to get a brand new side-by-side to drive on a custom test track, or you just want to accessorize your vehicle to your riding style, come see us at Polaris Can-Am World.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We're here at the King of the Trail competition. All day long we've had fun events and
Wait,
there's something wrong.
Yeah, where'd you get that shirt from?
I got this shirt at our friends at Jorgensen Power Sports.
Gosh, I never get free shirts.
Just smile.
This King of the Trail competition is a lot of fun though. These people down here in Marysville put on a great program. Look at that.
I'm gonna have to wash my shirt.
Let's send you guys out to see our sticker winner.
This week's contest winner was submitted to us on Facebook by Brett Lacey.
Congratulations, Brett. It looks like you're the lucky winner of a 2-night stay and a half-day UTV rental at Lizzie and Charlie's RV and ATV Park in Marysville, Utah.
Be sure to call us on Monday at 801-947-8888 to claim your prize. And remember, if you get caught with our limited edition Eagles Landing AYL sticker, you can earn an extra $100 gift card from our friends over at Eagles Landing, which is the best place to get that real gasoline, Clear 91.
Now let's take a look at our calendar of events. If you're still looking for some county fair action, head down to Beaver County from August 21st through the 24th for a fun-filled time at the county fairgrounds in Minersville.
Then, August 24th, we're heading to the 2nd annual Bike Festival in Bryan Head. And Kevin and I will be there, so make sure to come out and join us as we soak up the sun on a great ride.
Then, September 14th is the Friends of the Paiute Trail Banquet, so be sure to come down to Richfield for a fun evening of food and prizes.
And 100% of the proceeds from this event go back into the trail system. So come out and have a great time while supporting a great cause. Now, let's take a look at next week's show.
Next week, Chad and Ria visit 109 square miles of freshwater adventures as they take us out for a day at Bear Lake.
Then, we're following our friends from Stedman's Recreation as they take us on an off-road adventure in Duchesne County through 9 Mile Canyon. Then, we'll cap off the ride with a delicious steak dinner. Next week's show looks great. We've had a wonderful time here in Marysville at the Paiute Jamboree. And it's been a long, hot day, and so right now they're ending the day with these events where we jump in the mud.
Well, there's $50 hidden in there, and I may have to go get it. We've had a great time in Marysville.
I'll take a mud bath at home.
It was good to see you all here this weekend, and if you didn't make it this weekend, make sure you get out here next year. Remember, there's adventure around every bend.
You just have to get out there and create it yourself.
At your leisure.